Just imagine Claude Code, Codex, and Gemini CLI, Open Code CLI can talk to each other on a single project and build a better app for you and even fix the bugs, create architecture, front end, everything on autopilot. In this video, we are going to create an app using this software, bridge the gap between different CLIs such that they can talk to each other and create app in real time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you know what you need to do. Follow the link in the description box. Check out this app called Maestri. This is agents on steroid on canvas. So the idea behind is if you have a Claude Code installed on your system, Codex, CLI and Gemini CLI, you want them to work together. So this is the only software that can do that. So for example, if you have a Claude, want to do one part of your project, for example, front end, and you want Codex to do the backend, and you want Gemini to do the security analysis by communicating with each other. So this is what this app is all about. So let me show you the app. So this is the app which is called Maestri. If you know about the canvas, these are the controls. And first, let's create a workspace. And to create a workspace, I want to create a client desk app. Let me browse a folder, click on open, and here click on create. And now our workspace has been created. So you have a different controls here. Let me give you an overview. So this is the terminal where you will be adding the kind of CLI you want to do. For example, the Claude Code, and click on create, and it will launch the Claude Code for you just like that. And this is infinite canvas. You can add as much as you want, obviously, depending on your RAM, because it eats like a gorilla. Let's add Codex here. Click on create. Here, yes, continue. And with these handles, you can resize it. And it also has this snap feature. You can automatically snap between your windows just like that, which is the snapping view, or you can use the connectors here to let them talk to each other. For example, here let's add the connector so they can talk to each other. And next is these are the, for example, the task you want to create a folder or something like that, and you can connect these nodes to any terminal, for example, Claude Code or Codex, such that they can read this particular node. Okay, and let me show you something. I will say hi to Codex like that, and now it says yeah, agents has been connected to Codex, and now it will automatically send the message to the Codex CLI. So that's way they can easily talk to each other and perform tasks that you don't need to do anything. So now next is the file attachments. They can also read the attachments, for example, the context files, prompt file you can attach here, or the image. There's a folder view. So if I want to view the folder of this to see which files they are going to create, you can simply add the folder here, and it cannot be connected with anyone. This is just for you. Okay. And the next is the portal. So this is, you can add a live website to it, or you can add your local host to it. So this is a live web browser. For example, here I will add my own, and for example, promptslab.com, and there it will open that. And yes, you can add that to any LLM you want, so that it has all the context and it can work on it. If you want to work your agent on specific website, maybe some app which doesn't have MCP, so you can ask any Claude Code or Codex to work on it on live. It will start doing that. Next is, this is the text that you want to add something here, and these are the shapes you want, for example, here, and all type of shapes you want to add like that. So this is just your drawing board for agents. Not only this, okay. So this is Embro, which has all the information about what you are building. It's only available on the Mac, so it's using the Mac inbuilt AI. So it know everything about your workspace and it can answer based on that. So this is just your AI helper out there. This is to share, open this workspace into the code or wherever you want to open. And this is to open into your favorite IDE, for example, Xcode, Anti-Gravity. And you can share this workspace, or you can export this workspace such that you can open it later. Further, which we are going to cover in this video, is called routines. Routines are just like the Claude routine. If you want to add some, what you want that specific agent to do tomorrow or weekly schedule, so it can run that. Obviously, you need your Mac on for this, so it can run the routines task just for you while you're working on other projects. And one more is the floor. So this is my favorite part. Okay, the floor is actually the independent workspace which use Apple file system, which is copy on write. it just create its own isolated workspace where you can work on. This is your ground floor. Okay, you can add multiple floors here. For example, I want to add different floor for backend. So you can simply either clone that ground layout such that it has all the information and directory open like that. You can simply navigate to any part of your floors like that. It will help you to run these agents independently on isolated workspace, and it tests first. And after you have done, you can land to the ground floor and it will commit that changes. So your ground floor stays intact. So let's get started with our first app. So before starting it out, your first step is to create Agents.md file for Codex Gemini and Claude.md for Claude Code. So this is something which I want to create, for example, the client desk. So I have deployed the team, which is Claude Code, which is the leader, and Gemini, which researches the internet type stuff, and the Codex is the reviewer and do all the security analysis for the app. So main is the leader is Claude Code, and it's going to write the code, finalize the code and the UI itself, and it will deploy research to Gemini and the Codex to review that particular code. So this is the app, which is the single user freelance management tool. You have to create both the files, and here it is. After you've done this, let's open our workspace. Now we need to add the three terminals, which is the Claude Code, our main, and then the Gemini and the Codex. And to do that, just simple press T, it will get selected and just create one. So first is the Claude Code. So I will add the leader like that. Make sure the working directory is where your agents.md and Claude.md. And here is the few things you need to know. And here you need to create a role. Create a role, new, type leader, and here is the roles. So for each terminal or each agent, we have a different role. So for the Claude Code, we have this role, which is the lead agent building client text. So now we will go here and add that instructions here. Okay, so let's just click on save and then click on create. Our leader is here up and running. Now again, we will add our new, which is the Codex. So our Codex is a reviewer, and here we will present a new role like reviewer and click on save and make sure it's selected. Everything is there and click on create and click on yes, continue. And so leader will be here, the reviewer is here. Only last is our Gemini CLI, which is our researcher like that. Click on save. Let's add like researcher, click on create. So now we will connect to each other like that. All three is connected now. Now let me open the folder here as well, which shows what we are building. So it will give us the preview. And only last thing is we need to add the portal here. So portal, for this we are going to create a Next.js app. Here I will add the preview. So obviously it's not yet on build phase, so we will just connect that with this. Every connection is here. So now our connection is done. Our leader is ready, reviewer is ready, and researcher is ready. Only one last thing is you need to edit permission such that it won't bug you again and again for the permission, because it's already in the secure environment. Every CLI has this permission to be selected. You can give the full access like that, and same for the other ones as well. So our agents are ready. And now coming forward, the first thing is the context engineering. So I will be deploying this prompt to the Claude Code, and which is all detail about our project. And first they need to grab all the information they can for our app, which is the client desk. So now as you can see, it's being running and communicating to each other. So this was the command. So it asked the researcher, which is the Gemini CLI, to research the following for a browser-based freelance management tool called Client Desk. They both are communicating with each other. So our reviewer is just sitting right there. It will activate once our research has been done. So this is just the first part of our building our app. As you can see, everything is being linked up to each other. Here, the two files has been created, researchbrief.md and research.md. And now it handed the architecture to the reviewer, which is the Codex. And now it will review it based on what is written. And when it gets the green signal from the Codex, then our leader will scaffold our client desk project, which is the Next.js app, and then perform the initial git commit. And then we will do the next flooring. It's done. So our first stage is over, which is the architecture. Now moving forward to the next is our backend. And for the backend, I'm not going to put that here I'm going to create different floors. So here, this is the ground floor, which is our main app. So I want to create a different floor. Why? Because it works in an isolated environment. It doesn't touch the final code unless we ask it to land on that ground. So first we will create a new flow with the name Backend. With this repository isolation, which is selected, next is you need to just select this clone ground layout and click on create. And now you can see a floor has been added. So here we are going to work our next prompt, which is about the backend and C data. Let me open this. Now all our agents are ready to work. Here is the prompt that I have here for the Claude. So Claude is our leader. It's going to deploy all the work between the Codex and the Gemini. So now it will start deploying that for it. So now let's wait for our backend to be built. As you can see, the task has been deployed to the Codex and now it's going to start working on it. So let it complete. Here our backend is done, verified by the Codex, built by our leader. There is actually no reason to use Gemini CLI because the role is researcher. So both has worked on it. This whole backend is being built on isolated environment. To commit to our files, what we need to do is to select our flow, and here is the option of landing. And if we click on here, click on continue, and it will land on a ground and apply all the changes with the files that has been created by this particular flow. And it's been landed on the ground. And if you can see, now it's on the ground with all the files intact. And this way you can add unlimited amount of floors here. For the next, I'm not going to use flooring. I will just going to use this only workspace to create it. Okay, so let's just create the front end with this. And to build these 9 pages, it will ask, I think, the Gemini to build them. It's been activated. Okay, so it's done designing the pages. So let's ask it to review that on our portal. So this is a prompt that directs it to visually test our app for the front end, and then we will commit the changes. So here, as you can see, now it's been redirecting to the portal here. So now it will perform each and every task as per the directions given. Let me just enlarge it to show you this, a bigger picture. Now it's previewing that step by step, and if there is any issues, then it will address that and fix that as well. So let it complete. So this is how you can use this app to create connected environment for multi-agents and boost the efficiency. I hope you get this by now. And let me complete the remaining because it will take a lot of time. And let me build a complete app using this, and I will show you the preview on the browser. So let me complete. Our agent is done completing our app, and you can see Codex review all the app for the security fixes, and it's up and live and running. So it took around, I think, 45 minutes to complete this app to build all the pages and do the security testing. So here is the app. So this is the standard landing page which I wanted. Let's click on the sheet dashboard, and here is the sign up. So it has all the rate limited features, verification system like that, default currency, business name, and things goes on. If I click on login here, it has a demo login. Let's click on here. So there's a cool animation. This is also saying there are some overdue invoices like this. And let's see the charts here. So these are the recent invoices that has been raised, and on the right side you can see the chart and variance across different months. And this is the project name, and I can preview that using here, which has description and timeline. Let's click on add new project, for example prompts love, and the client is this, just typing out like post and something like that, this 6, and then date will be a 13th of May, and click on create project. So yes, it did add that, so it's working. And we have different type of view. Let's click on the client. So these are the clients. We can review that client on the right side, but like that. There's the invoices. So invoices has been created on many. If I click on view, so these are the invoices. We can simply add that. Let's add something like this. Click on create. Okay, so there is a validations being applied like that. Click on, okay, select a client. We need to select the client. Let's add this. So it did add that particular invoice. Now going to the profile, so we can change the color, and there is the rate we can define, and the settings here. So we can delete account, delete all data, save preferences, export data as JSON for the security purpose. Let's click on logout. So logout has been done. Let's say, if we can browse dashboard, no. So the security implementation is there. Do check that out, link in the description about. They have the 7-day free trial on the pro, and also have the free version that you can use only one workspace. Go check that out, and they're just getting started, and I want to see the development. So what do you think about it? Do let me know in the comment box. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.